It through a Wednesday, I think. I mean, I know you made it this far if you're watching this after. I just am not sure. I'm on vacation, so I don't really fully know what day it is. What is going on, everybody? As usual, the channel is Chasing Geekdom. Normally, as I would be painfully realizing now doing this week, normally I'm out in the world covering comic conventions, theme parks, and race events like Star Wars Half Marathon. Again, I know I need to come up with a different race to mention, but I think it's the prime example. Things that I would be doing right now. I should be in Anaheim and not chilling out in St. Louis. Star Wars Celebration was supposed to be this week, and I would have been at Disneyland as well, checking out all of, hey, the Godson is playing. Nice. But because the world is broken, and I can't be out doing those things, I'm plopping down here every night and or every day, whenever, talking about those same things. Instead of having Disneyland behind me or a comic convention behind me, I have Fortnite behind me, talking about the same things I normally would. Yeah, I do have a bit of a theme that I've been going through for this last month, and calling it Brunch Madness. Yes, I am proud of making that. So what I've been doing is just going through all of the favorite TV shows, films, and all of those things, and on a quest to find the most desirable hungover brunch best. And I'm setting up I'm gonna set up a few brackets, like the Sweet 16 NCAA style tournament, brackets. And the first one is nearly complete. I've only got a few more titles to add to it, and I think, though, before I let those go up against each other, I think I'm gonna set up another 16 bracket, because I'm kind of liking this format. It's just a way to kind of talk about the characters and films and performances and everything that I love, with, I call it a purpose, but I mean, let's be real. The premise is silly, but the reason I do it is something I'll get into when I start going into the criteria that I'm looking for. There's a main three, but I'll jump into this first match here, and we can kind of go through what those main three criteria I have are. And today we are going to have a look at the characters from the television series Firefly. Yes, I'm going to overuse them in the beginning, I think, just because I'm proud that I did a technology. Yeah. Gone too soon, Firefly. I mean, we did get a movie, Serendipity. No? Serenity. Wow. I had a pretty epic nap today, so yeah. Kind of just came out of it, so still a little foggy, but I think in the end it's going to help things percolate upstairs, So, the criteria that I'm looking for as I work through the cast, and I usually like to work backwards into and go back into the main cast. I don't know a lot of like peripheral characters or anything in that show. It wasn't around for very long. Sad. And so, you know, it's not going to be like when I do eventually try to do Lord of the Rings. That is going to be rough, and I'm going to need to dedicate a long streaming day to that and be ready, like so ready mentally. So, criteria are this: one, the energy level. So, not someone who's too hyperactive who's going to recover. We're talking about a hungover brunch. Who's going to be too hyperactive the next day, like a Peter Parker. And also someone that isn't on the other end of the spectrum. Excuse me. Who I'd feel like concern for. I don't know where I'm going. I'm not really paying attention. How about we'll think about maybe the sands. I kind of want to go to the beach today. I'm on vacation. And no, it's not someone that would have gone too far the night before, and I'd be concerned for. And I used Kate from Lost as an example there. She was someone that I determined would be pretty wrecked because she's just got so much, and all of the places that you see her in life in that show. Oh, cool. Um, you know, she's going to be drinking for therapy. So the next day I'd be a little concerned and would feel like, okay, I may have to take this person to an urgent care real quick. So someone in the middle, in that energy level. It's a bit of a spectrum in there, and there's no perfect spot, but that's kind of criteria number one. Number two would be someone that would be good to the wait staff, the service people. Someone who's genuinely appreciative and grateful, and bonus level. And usually don't have to get into this part until later on. Bonus would be if they could literally just take the wheel. Reason being, I would want to be able to, be at my best, most gracious and grateful and all that, but in that state when I'm tired and hungover and that kind of thing, I don't fully trust myself to be, and then later I'd feel guilty. For example, something that happened today to me. I forgot to do my census thing, and so when they say if you don't do it, they'll send someone to your door, they will. So in the middle of my, just not barricaded, but like I've been spending my week off just chilling, catching up on all of the sleeps, letting my mind recover and settle from what I'm usually doing. And kind of working on some of this stuff, the technology aspect, and kind of make a new setup in here. And it had been quiet in here for days and days and days. And suddenly there's a knock at the door, and I'm that guy who, I know it's super tired and not expecting company, and I'm that guy who was like, I was tempted to just be like, I'm not expecting anyone, you can go now, because I was caught off guard and in a similar state that I would be if I had been somewhat hungover. But more ammo. It always sounds like these cars are being, like the engine's about to explode. Like whoever's driving it doesn't know how to shift gears, even though you're not shifting gears. I'm always concerned a little bit. Anyways, oh yeah, so I was curt with this census taker. It sounded like, I never opened the door, but it sounded like they were, talking through a couple masks, which was nice, because it was like, oh, they're protecting, the people that they're talking to, and I was just not great, with it. that interaction because I was so caught off guard and tired and just like, what is happening now? Why are you coming to my door? And then, so finally they left this little pamphlet that had the number that I would enter into the website. So I'm like, finally was just like, ugh. And then probably not even, I woke up and an hour later was just like, I felt that pang of like guilt. Like I could have been so much kinder to that person. And I would have been if I had been, you know, more alert and awake and kind of in that mode, in that state. So for that reason, in that like them being good to the service staff, that kind of thing. That's kind of the reason, part of the reason why I'd want them to be able to potentially take the wheel. Not a complete deal breaker if they can't fully, but it depends on the competition. The third thing would be someone who would be keen to and able to participate in a conversation like this. So they'd see the merit. I do it normally. I started this doing it after work. It's kind of an exercise to pull myself out of work brain and into a place where some more creative. It's a slightly creative work that I do, but I just wanted, something to kind of force my mind into out of the post-work mush brain into something where I can still make the most of the rest of my day. I do, don't get me wrong, get a sense of accomplishment from the work that I do, but it's not my dream to do what I do 9 to 5. Don't get me wrong, they treat us very well. And it's a pretty sweet job. But anyway, so I do that to kind of put my mind on these things that I love in this way so that it pushes my mind into a place where I can, even if just intellectually and creatively, I can accomplish something. Someone's checking out the Thor's hammer over there. They're going to try to shoot at. Yeah, I see you. I see you, dummy. You're sizing me up. Should I fight him? Yeah, why not? He's gonna try to snipe me. Sure. There you are. Ah! Oh, they had a way better gun. Hey, I took a little chunk out, so that's okay. I'm very glad that I got to my goal of lifetime solo wins that I wanted to be at before this season was over. Like Friday night. So like right when I was just about to was just entering into my time off, a week off. And so then I was like, okay, I can relax now. I don't have to be overly eager or ambitious in the game and can, I try to have little goals here and there, I do want to accomplish something each time, I have a session, but it doesn't always have to be a win, obviously. So that is why I have these little thought experiments going through the titles and things that I love so that I can push my mind into something out of work mode and into a creative type mode and to make the most of the rest of the day. So they would need to be keen on something like that and be able to contribute. So those are the main 3 things, and I'll go over them again as we go through the characters in this show. Let's take a look. At the cast of good old Firefly. The characters, because we're not looking at actors. That would be tough, though. I mean, if you're looking at Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk, they both seem like very fun, cool people. from like the panels and stuff from comic conventions that I've covered. But my channel. Okay. I should probably be paying attention. That's the challenge. I do like the multitasking. That's another reason why I do it while I'm playing, is in creative mode and in multitasking and everything, and it kind of puts the mind in the right place for me. I do find that I accomplish more creatively, after doing this, which is pretty cool. I dig that. I said play. I hit play. Why are you not playing? The Twitch app is weird. It's so much better. Why are you frozen? You know what? I'm not going to bother with you. Let's go back to the browser version. Huh. Alright, cast. Where am I headed? How about a lighthouse? Away from them marauders, that's for sure. So let's go backwards and see where we'll start. Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since I've gone through it, so I can't really get into... It's going to be main cast, really. Starting with Shepard. Just because it's been a while. This may be blasphemous, talking about Firefly. I think Serenity as the treatment of that world, and honestly, maybe I should do that film. No, that would be making me a liar. We can do that another time, because I do love the antagonist in that film. He's just fantastic. I think that the film's treatment of those characters and that world and everything was executed better than the show. Obviously, they had a lot of time to think about that world in between, so perhaps it was perfected, after having spent time with it on the show. But it really just... I was blown away by the reveal, the origin of the Reavers in Serenity. Like, I thought that was brilliant. I've never talked to anyone else about it, because I don't know that many people I know have seen the show and the film. So it's not something that I've gotten a feel for from anyone else. But I loved that reveal of that Reaver origin was such a cool way to go for that film. But I'm gonna stick with the cast of the show. Then we can cheat later on and look at the movie. Or maybe it's both. Just so I can throw that one character in there. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. It's important science I'm doing here, But we'll start with the Shepard book. Yeah. Looking at the criteria. He was a philosopher, obviously, a spiritual man, but I think he wasn't bound to only, the spiritual realm. I think that, do we see, though, that if he's engaged much in what would be considered popular culture? Not so much. And also that whole next day aspect, I don't think he drinks. Right? he's in the right stage of life to be in the right energy level the next day, but I don't think it would be a relatable one, just because this is kind of, here we go. I think he'd be there more out of concern. You're gonna give me a pistol? Come on, man. It's like gold, sweet. I haven't gotten many pistol eliminations this season, though, so challenge accepted. Let's do it. But instead of that, I'll take that. So there's that aspect. You know, I think he'd more be there to, out of concern. You know, I don't know. He does keep company with them, but I think it's a mission for him. You know, and it's one thing that I'm not keen on is, you know, people that have keeping people close that have an agenda outside of just pure friendship. And that's, you know, this thought experiment does involve or assume that, you know, I'm friends with this person. Not that I'm friends with plenty of spiritual people, but ones that lack that kind of mission-based agenda, you know. Yeah, I mean, he'd be great with the wait staff. Obviously, he'd service people. That's absolutely. And I think he would take the wheel, but I think he's gonna try to teach him things. You know, he's gonna try to, and that's just not. I'm not down with that. Like, whether or not he's good at it or not, you know, when people are at work, it's not what they're looking for. Was he more tactful than that? Did they show him to be more tactful than that? Is the question. It's been a while again. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think that it would be an ultimately super relatable thing. Not that I wouldn't, but for the purposes of this, you know, experiment, I don't think I wouldn't be in a place in that state to be like, yeah, let's teach me something, wise man, you know. And I don't know that he's super connected with popular culture. I think he might get a kick out of the idea of this, but he might, seems like he'd try to steer it towards a lesson. Not that I'm never open to that. Again, just not for these purposes. Gotta set the ground rules, you know? Oh wow, is that Marauders or are those players? Whoa. Whoa. Where'd that come from? Okay, I gotta get out of this guy's. Close the gap here, I think. He's got my number, hasn't he? Let's do... Should I throw Fireflies up there, or... Where'd you go, buddy? Oh, I see there. Oh, I'm catching myself on fire. Okay, he's gonna be that guy. And I don't have a weapon that I'm gonna be able to get him with, I don't think. I'm just gonna have to scoot on out of here and see if I can find one. I know, buddy. I know you really want to. You've got it. You've got it in for the Dark Knight. But I'm about to go in this house here. Unless you have a rocket launcher, I think I have found my way to safety. Just enough. Just give me a sniper rifle. Ah. Alright, how about here? No sniper rifle. Well, that's a bummer. Yeah, not enough. Alright, let's get whoever's coming here. You have... Ah, that was so close. Slouchy Jewel. Good job, whoever you are. Man, a sniper rifle would have been great. For only perched up on that thing. Anyways, so I think Shep's gotta go. We're already at river. Yeah, so I don't know if that means I'm gonna make it through this any faster, but we'll see. It reminds me of that. The actor showed up on Big Bang Theory. It's hot in here. Must be summer. Because her name's Summer. Yeah. River. No. I mean, it's an obvious no, but we gotta show the work. You know, she's not in a right state, but she deserves to have a look. Would she be good to the service folks? I don't think she would know they were there, but I would be concerned. Like, yeah, it depends. I think it's possible. There is a version. You know, she could have a mild chill episode for a minute where she's seemingly normal. But I mean, she's just so tortured that a loose cannon, and I've already established that loose cannons are no good for this because I don't want to have to worry. I don't have to, like, she gonna pop off in some second, not at them, but, you know, in their vicinity. They would be collateral damage to whatever sort of, episodes that she'd be having. And would she engage in a conversation like this? I don't think she'd be able to. Either she wouldn't be able to, or she would just be... something would kick in, and it would just... she'd take over. Some weird thing that had been programmed into her would kick in, and it would over analytic mode would just be very scary. So it's also a no. She'd be on the right energy level? Doubtful. You know, she's very, very troubled. Where shall we go? Let's see a little bit of planets before Marvel throws up all over the island. You would think that from what I do and that I got a cap shield on him that I'd be thrilled about this new thing that's about to happen. I love the lore of the island. I love the lore of the island, original, like original characters and that kind of thing, slapped with a little bit of the things that I loved here. I love here and there. I like the brief little Avengers crossover, that kind of thing. Same with Star Wars, and then it leaves a trace, which is kind of cool. I dig that, you know. Whether or not it just be completely written in and dominating the story and all that kind of stuff and being an entire season of it? Am I going to get tired of it? I hope not. I hope not. Surprising, I was surprised that I wasn't just so incredibly stoked that it was going to be the theme. I was like, why is that? But it's because I like the originality um, of the lore of this island. Like when they did that big explosion thing um, at the end of last season, and it cut away to that office. I mean, I was blown away by that. That was some brilliant storytelling. So I'm just hoping that we get some more of that. Maybe they're just keeping that in their pocket for later on. Who knows? But don't abandon that. Like let's keep peeling those layers back little by little because I'm very interested. But we'll see. We'll see how like it's treated. This whole Marvel thing. And having a little bit of Deadpool last season. They had my buy-in when I saw the video for. Yeah, I did not see that coming. With the whole kind of shanty water-based thing, and that I thought it would look really cool. But characters, with the battle pass and all that kind of stuff, were kind of phoned in. So I'm interested to see if they're going to invest in story and writing and character and that kind of thing beyond just these kind of crossover things that they're really leaning into. We'll see. Oh yeah, I do have a thing, don't I? Alright, so we're looking at summer. Summer's a no. I mean, summer's just too much of a loose cannon and trying again. I found a pretty good routine for editing these things after, and they end up online the next day, so it always feels like it's a lot worse than it is in the moment. So if I do disconnect and you see that holding screen, courtesy of Twitch, I'll be back. I mean, it's flipping all the switches off and on and all that, turning it off and on. Again, business from my end, and then we'll jump back in. So we eliminated River. Obviously. I mean, now we can look at her brother, who, by and large, was a bit of a stick in the mud. Understandably so. Dr. Simon Tam. But I mean, someone who's had to look after their broken sibling as much as he has. It's kind of understandable. Yes, thank you very much. I will take that piece. Now, do we ever see him lighten up a little bit here and there? I mean, Kaylee was into him. I think she may have. It was out of an admiration, I think, because he was so dedicated to his sister. I don't think she ever looked at him and was like, yo, that guy would be so much fun to go to Disneyland with. Yes, let's take him there. So let's look at it. Next day energy seems like, I mean, he's probably, what's he, the character 30? Or is he like mid-20s? Whatever the case, I think he's not a big partier, so I know he's not going to be someone I'd be concerned about the next day. And if he did, with Mal's influence and that crew's influence, have a little fun, I think he'd be in pretty much the right state. I think he is very kind. I'm going to be very gracious. think he's probably so used to having to like be on edge because of his sister and like how she would be and affect other people that he would be in such a relieved state. But so I think he'd be in a really nice like state of mind. And I think that he is also programmed to take the wheel in those situations. Like just because it's spent so much time with his sister. I'm glad I've accomplished what I wanted to again this season already because I'm like, wow, it'd be cool to like fight some folks and maybe win or whatever. I'm ready for a story progression, that's for sure, just to kind of get me invested again. Um. Anyways, so yeah, I think he'd be yes, kind of them. I think he'd also bonus take the wheel in those things, and social aspect of it is me. Social anxiety as well as would he be interested in a conversation like this? Does he have, hey, trying to talk about Dr. something Tam over here shooting at me? That's so rude. Come on. Don't run away from me. Start a fight, you finish it. Alright, where were we? Yeah, Simon Tam, I had the name right. Good job, me. Does he have the time to even know someone's trying to snipe me? Come on, man. Where are we at? Where's everybody? Anyone? Helicopter landed somewhere. We got 15 left. Okay. What do you have time? He spends so much time with his sister that I don't like taking care of her. I don't know that he would be able to contribute. I think he might enjoy the idea of the experiment itself just because it's like, oh my gosh, it's like an escape from what my mind is usually on, and it's so benign, trivial, but creative. I think he'd be into it, but would he have enough to be able to contribute, pop culture wise, I guess, or whatever form that took in those days? He's a doctor, and he's also overly taking care of his. Was he? If he was super organized, then I would say yeah, because he'd be the guy that like if you're really organized, then you find the time to do those things because you know that it's important to give the mind a rest from all of the drama and engage with story. Even with him, it'd probably be books, I guess, which I could find common ground with somewhat. Now I just made him mad. He's probably a better shot than me. Yep. Santi, whatever, dude. These names. I've come across one so far in my travels here doing this that I was like, I eliminated them and then I read their name and I felt bad. Just because I thought they deserved better. It was something with forlorn in it. And I thought, okay, that's not a kid. It's not. Yeah, I thought that was. Yeah. So let's just assume, why not, that he's a very organized fella, and in the times when it's not, I'm sure there are times that there was some downtime here and there when she's catatonic you know? And he's like, all right, I need to put my mind on something, and we'll assume that, and I would imagine it's like in the form of more intellectual, but I think character-based kind of thing. We'll put him on the list since it's going to be such a short assignment. Yesterday, Emilio Estevez's character from Mission Impossible 1. Good job, Emilio. Simon. Damn. There we go. Who's up next? Kaylee. I mean, yeah, but I'll show my. Would she be good to the people that work there? Obviously, she's a salt of the earth, down to earth, genuinely kind character. Yes, and I think that she's very charming, and I think that would be nicely disarming for the people that are working there, and then also enough to take the track from me, and she would take the wheel there, so that's a good leg up for her. Would she be in the right state of mind? I don't know how old she's supposed to be in that show. Is she is really chatty, and if she's also young, she might be in that Peter Parker kind of realm where it might be like, oh, you've already recovered. Please calm down. But she's definitely been through more life. Maybe not in I was gonna say volume, but maybe not in length, but in the reality of it all. I think it seems like a universe where people grow up pretty quickly. So I don't think I would put her in the same. I'm not sure where I'm going. Let's see where the Storm Circle goes. Again, I'm not overly ambitious, and I don't know if I ever will be. Right now, even less so when it comes to this game, just because I've met my quota for the season for myself, so I'm just chilling. I do like to try to continue my thought process while I'm fighting someone. Just another kind of exercise to push my brain into kind of a different mode. Would Kaylee be interested in this? Yes, she would be into the conversation. She would also be the one, I think, because of being younger, connected to what would be popular culture in that universe. So, strong contender. She's definitely going to go on the list and put Kaylee in there. We'll have a finals later. Jane's very relatable. Being the in the grumpus category. Not in the bloodthirsty, but he's conflict hungry. He wants to blow some stuff up. He wants to punch someone up beside the head. It's that conflict that he craves. So let's have a look at Jane. We looked at an Adam Baldwin character. Oh wait, no, I just talked about Chuck. Actually, I didn't actually do this Brunch Madness with it yet, so I will have to do so probably for the other second bracket of 16 that I set up. Eh, let's go over here. So he's okay. It's gonna be the right energy level the next day. That's a most definite yes. He's not gonna go and do. He's a practiced drinker. You know, he'll know what he needs to accomplish the next day and know when to stop and be somewhere in that nice middle range. Would he? This is laughable that I even have to ask, but would he be good to the waitstaff? I don't think so. Um, I think I guess I would can't assume that they're all going to be female. Because I was going to say, there's going to be some misogyny that comes in and calling people darling and that kind of stuff, which is off-putting. Um, but assuming that they're not all, female, I guess that's on me for even thinking that for a second. Um, I guess he's capable of, sure. I think he doesn't look at any of them as being beneath or whatever, anything like that. I just don't think that he's going to be overly kind. He'll be polite in as much as his responses, but there's not going to be anything above and beyond. And I would be, after seeing, what we've all seen of him, concerned. Yeah, I'll take you. I think he might. That whole danger element, which was the same reason Braun from. Why did I come down here? I'm not quite sure. From Game of Thrones was eliminated because it was like he seems like quite the dude to want to hang out with, but there's that looking over your shoulder aspect because he's gonna find conflict, him mostly because of his mouth, but Jane, it'd be more just because it's a bit of a default setting for him. That'd be a little bit concerning. Would he be interested in a conversation like this? Absolutely not. So, I think we could say that Jane is a no. I'm sure he'd be devastated. So there's a rift there. These marauders are where? Alright. Let's just meander on this way. So sorry, Jane. We knew where that was going. But Nara. Nara's got, I think she knows people. She's philosophical. She knows how to connect with people. And it has to, for her, it needs to seem genuine. Whether or not it would be, I guess, she does seem genuine with her friends, and this assumes that we're friends, so, would she be, she's someone who would need to know a little about a lot of things to be able to connect with people that she works with. And I think there would be enough there, and I'm sure within all of those conversations, those things that she's learned about, there are going to be things that she's going to find in them that she's interested in. So yeah, I think she'd be into the conversation. The idea behind it, her reasoning, what we're doing, let's not make a waste of a day and push our minds into something interesting, but also somewhat critical, you know what I mean. So yeah, I think that she'd be a good addition to this type of conversation. Would she? Yes, she would obviously be good to the. Better with these up close than I am with those stupid little machine guns. Yeah, she's obviously going to be fantastic with them. You know, she's very sweet and charming. So that's another one where it's like, it's going to take that off my plate. Someone's here. Someone's here. What did I see? What did I see? Okay. Would she be in the right energy level? Yeah. I mean, I think she's supposed to be older than Kaylee. Like, she seems like if I just go by the feeling that I get, it's very difficult territory to get into when you're talking about age, but let's not. And just say, yeah, she seems like she'd have the right energy level. They all have had a life, you know, so. Anyone? No? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I think Anara goes on. It's on the list. Should I find a fight? I think I should. I've got some stuff I can fight with. Let's do. Although I don't want to go over there because then someone very much have the high ground if they're up on that cliff, and I don't enjoy that without any ranged weapon. Let's see if there's anyone inside here. There's someone. Ah! 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 I want to close the gap. I want to close the gap. Is that a bad idea? Nope. It's not a bad idea. Alright. I think I'll take that gun, thank you. Alright. Ah! Oh yeah, alright. I'm trying to force myself to talk about this stuff on getting shot at. Who are we at? Oh yeah, adding an arm to the list. I gotta make sure I write that down. Or let's see if I can do that here. Yeah, here's a good pop squat here. Wait, here we go. Okay. Nara's on the list. Alright. Wash. Wash seems like a very cool dude. And I gotta try to disconnect from the actor. Because that dude is, if you've seen him in different interviews and comic conventions and like panels and that kind of stuff, like, he definitely seems like a dude that, ooh, I will take you, please. Although I do like, alright, let's get outside. See where all this emotion is. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Ah! Where'd you go? How'd you get up there? Does he have one of those little grappling thingies? Oh, that was a nice one. He was like on the ground and then he was in a tree. That was kind of cool. Good job, Maddie. It's his little back bling there. That's kind of cool. So anyways, yeah, Alan Tudyk seems cool, but we're not talking about Alan Tudyk. We're talking about Wash. Blush seems like the guy. He definitely. That's cute. um, I'm a leaf on the wind. You know, he's even when he's in a. Interesting. I'm not going to try to teach myself any of that, but it's interesting to watch. He's even when things are incredibly stressed and all of that, he seems to find his zen for the most part. So looking at the criteria, would he be good to? Yes, he would be great to the people that work there. He's charming, a lot of charm on that ship, right? And I think he'd be telling jokes and anecdotes, and that would be a distraction away from the attention on me taking over those social interactions, which is great. The right energy level for sure. And I can't really assume age these characters really, but yeah, would he be interested in a conversation like this? I do think there's no evidence of this, obviously, but I think he does seem like the guy who would be into character-driven stories, and he's got his stuff together enough to where you, if he can be that together when things are crazy, that he's in between all of that. He's going to not just find time for, but see the value in and understand that stories are important. And it seems like would be a creative dude to be connected to popular culture of the time. When they're just adrift out in space between jobs or on a really long job, they've got to fill the time. And he does strike me as someone who would partake. So they'll go on the list. Yes. We'll see how they stack up against each other. Where have we not been? I don't think I'm going to drop in here. That seems like fun. Why not? So we'll put Wash on the list. R.I.P. buddy. Zoe. Zoe would be very kind. She's a very nice, down to earth, salt of the earth person. That's for sure. So much so that she would. Yeah, I think military of it all would kick in and would be someone that would take charge. Who's shooting at me already? Maybe this was a mistake. I don't like doing the recycling through the lobby a lot. That's why I kind of usually go to the outskirts and I'll ultimately find my way into a fight, but try to mix it up a little. The sound that I'm hearing is the shark, right? Yes. Not another player just yet. So yeah, I think she'd probably default to taking the wheel. She'd be the right energy level, of course. But as far as this type of conversation, it's hard to say. She seems like she's a very serious person. And I don't think she needs smart and capable. I don't think she needs any son of a biscuit. It's just let's just, let's just, let's just, let's just, and we're out. I want to drive a boat. Let's go. I want to jump a boat right now, I think. What? That's fun. Oh, go. It's gone. Yeah, she just seems... She doesn't need any help getting her mind in order. I mean, she's been in the military, and I think that she's just already... She wants to turn it on, she can turn it on. She doesn't need any help with something as silly. Alright, let's get some more stuff. Even though she's, with Wash, I don't know that... It seems like these are the hobbies that he'd have. It's, you've got to have your own interests. Couples aren't... I don't think successful couples are always going to be doing all things at all times together. Good to find commonalities, because obviously you want to engage, but I think this is one where I'm sure she's like, oh, that's nice, buddy. Enjoy your comic book. Not that there aren't more stories and ways to find common ground to have this kind of conversation, but she doesn't strike me as a character-driven story type person. And again, I don't think she'd have a need for this kind of thought experiment. So no, I don't think Zoe's going to go on the list. She would be like, oh, you know what? That's a cute idea. You should talk to my husband. He would be into it. And I'd be like, yeah, you're right. You're a little too put together to even need something like this. So Zoe, not so much on the list. Excuse me. Here, right? Yeah, it's here. Yeah, again, I'm ready for a story progression here. This game. They shot themselves in the foot. People wonder why people complain. They brought it on themselves. Chapter 1 was just cadence, was very regular. The way they told the story was very abstract, but very cool. They just threw all these different things at this island, and it affected it in a real, it had a tangible effect, I should say, on the island. Hey, give me it. Thank you. So you can see the physical effects of all of these storylines and how they affected the island itself. And they were regular, and then every once in a while they would even throw other random stuff at the island, and it was so they got you accustomed to a certain type of storytelling and cadence to the changes to the island and everything. And then chapter 2, it was like, we're going to tell a story in a very different way. It just seemed it was a rude awakening a little bit, just because it was like, George R.R. Martin decided, okay, you know what? Same characters, same storylines, but this next book is going to be poems, You're just like, wait, hold on. We've gotten used to a certain style of storytelling. Yeah, but moving on. So we're only down to one going into these finals. Captain Mal. He seems like an obvious yes because of how charming he is and Nathan Fillion, but we have to look. We have to look. It's only fair. I loved him playing himself in that series Alan Tudyk made of him con man. So it was about him being... He played himself in that, right? I have to look it up now. Alan Tudyk. And that they don't have his own show that he made. Director. Con man. Oh no, he played Ray. So they weren't playing themselves, but they were kind of playing versions of themselves because they were basically playing actors who used to be on a show much like Firefly, and then they were working the Comic-Con circuit, to make money and to, with appearances and all that, and also to plug new projects and that kind of thing. A lot going on somewhere over that wall. Let's go back. We're talking about Firefly. But Con Man is something definitely worth a look. So Captain Mal. Hey, there you are. Get you? Oof. Good job. I did a thing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where's that coming from? Uh-oh. Where's that coming from? Way up there? Really? I have a sniper, right? Yeah. Let's try that. Where are you? Let's find out. Ah, there you are. Nope. Come on, buddy. I wonder if I can get him in, like, the foot. That'd be funny. Oh, dude. There you are. Yeah, I got you a little bit. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Where are you? Nursing your wounds, I guess. Or is he still there? Alright, moving on. We're talking about Mal. So Mal... Oh, there's a little battle going on up there, isn't there? Mal is obviously going to be great to the service folks there, and be the guy that kind of takes over. Ah! Maybe I should move somewhere. Where's he at? There? Oh. No? Oh, okay. You're gonna do that. Alright. Moving on. I'm sure they'll find me. So Mal, I mean, is his ultimate charmer, so yes, he's gonna be taking the wheel and being great with them, and man, they really have it out for me. Goodness. Oh yeah. Should have picked up some health, huh? Where are you? Where did that come from? Ah! Um, I see someone else over there. Mal, yeah, I gotta talk about this stuff while I do this. That's the challenge. That's the challenge. So Mal's obviously going to be super duper charming. He's also obviously going to be in the right energy level. Um, big boss man. Does he have time? Yeah, I mean, there's always downtime when they're out there floating around. So yeah, I think there's going to be time for them to, engage in something. As far as pop culture, whatever. What would Mal do though? Is he a reader? I think he'd like character-driven stuff, because then it would kind of take him out of. Oh, there's someone. Ah, I'm not shooting well today. Is there any health like right there? No, no. Okay. Do you have health you can give me? Yes, you do. Thank you very much. I will take that. And I'm pushing my luck. And I should get in this bush and give myself some things. There we go. So, I think he'd like character-driven stuff. Escapism seems like. I think that could be argued for almost any of them, honestly. Um, Where are you? Where are you? Oh. Ah! Ooh. I need to health myself up again. Yep. Here we go again. But honestly, yeah, I think all of them, a lot of them, would need some sort of escapism, but like what form is it going to take? And I think, how many are there left? 4. What else you got for me, buddy? Anything special? Not so much. Okay. Alright. What form of escapism would Mal's take? It's hard to say. Like, if today's popular culture was a part of, like, if they had a version of it, what would it be? Anyone? Anyone? Is there anyone still there? Hello? Well, here goes nothing. Let's do it. Someone? Talking about Mal? Anyone? Firefly fans? Anyone? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to find some more Fireflies later. Because, I mean, how perfect is that? Hello? Where are we? There's 4 people left. How awful was that? She literally didn't even see me and I still lost. That's terrible. But again, hey, look at the title of this stream, Mediocre, okay? I warned you. Ooh. A little hot dog guy. That makes me hungry. So Mal, would he like? That's just putting aside what his escapism would be. Like, Would he be interested in a conversation like this? I think you would find him and Wash doing it, having this kind of conversation and debating something that they have in common. So let's just go with yeah. Let's go with yeah. This is going to be tough because there's a lot of them. Now, we've got finals of 5 people. Usually I like to start with, yeah. So we're getting into the finals. So you know what that means is another fun thing that I made. I may show it again just later when we're whittle it down to maybe 2. So let's pair them up. Let's do Dr. Simon and Kaylee. Between the two of them, I mean, they obviously probably end up somewhere at brunch together, but looking at the criteria between the two. So, energy levels, he would be more of a sure thing there, just because maybe not for a good reason. She might be a little bit more energetic, but in a good way, because it's going to be in a way to engage with the staff and all of that, and his might be a little bit in the other direction because he's like exhausted from helping his sister and stuff, neither of which going all the way in the wrong direction. But does one is one more appealing than the other? I think hers would be more appealing because it's going to take the form of something that will help in another category. So she's winning on that front. Engagement in the conversation, she's going to have more to contribute, like pop culture wise and everything. I know he's like a guy who'd listen to podcasts like NPR, that kind of thing. Maybe not character driven stuff, who knows, but it's just kind of the vibe I get from Dr. Tam. Yeah, it would be more of a stretch with him to find common ground than that. And I think he's kind of, as a doctor and someone he's probably trained his mind to get to where I'm trying to get with this little thought experiment. So, yeah. Kaylee, look at that. Wins that round. Good job. Now, let's go. Oh, that's going to be difficult. So let's switch that up. It's okay. Wash and Inara. Because it was about to be Wash and Mal together, and that doesn't seem smart, right? Let's go to the beach, shall we? So Inara and Wash. That seems good. Okay. Energy level wise, I think they're pretty on par. Neither of which going wrong in either wrong direction. They're both having it together kind of people. Confident in their lot, their space they inhabit in life. And so yeah, in that I think there isn't anything that would push them into some one way or another. Some unappealing state next day after having tied one on, obviously. Um, so pretty on par there. What, what are you doing, dude? Multitasking. That's what I'm doing. All right. And let's look at their connection to staff. He'd be telling some jokes and anecdotes, and that would be something that would be good because it takes the um, you know, without realizing it for him, I think it would take deflect that attention and those interactions from me. But she could do the same, but she would know why she's doing it without even me ever having to say anything, because she's just intuitive with people. So she would do it, know why she's doing it, and be fine with doing so, because she's just someone who likes to take care of people. You know, it's very caring. So that's a leg up for her in this scenario. And engagement in this conversation, again, I think it's an even match, just because with him, I'm assuming, we would have he would see the need for it, maybe slightly less, but he would have plenty to contribute. Like, there would be kind of an obvious common ground there. And then with her, she knows a lot about a little about a lot of things, and then of course from that find things that she loves, and I'm someone who is good at finding common ground when it comes to interests and stuff. So we're pretty evenly matched there, but I think that Inara wins there because just I wouldn't say empathy, but just how intuitive she is as far as people's feelings and understand. Like, she'd be able to read the situation and be like, oh, I know what's going on here. And where she needs to take the wheel, she'd get it, like on all fronts, I think. And because of that, I think Inara, yeah, for sure. I'm interested to see what happens tomorrow in the game. I might tempted to do some exploring of the new season when not streaming, because normally, I'm just doing this. But maybe that would be a shame. I don't know. I'm not sure. Because everyone's gonna be streaming as super early, so it's not like there's gonna be, should I say, a need? Is that, oh, it's just I thought that tree was gold for a second. What? Midas is back? Yeah, good job, Inara. Congrats on making it a step further. Wash, you're awesome, but, Kaylee and Mal. We'll leave Inara in there for whoever wins this little round. Kaylee and Mal. On the energy level front, Mal would be more appealing just because she'll still have a bit of that sprightly going on. That And did they get me good? Not super, super good, but enough good. Did they leave me any... Hey, fireflies for Firefly. Yeah. That just seems appropriate, right? Alright. Now I need to get myself out of here. I see some rodent something or other. I'm gonna burn it down with some what? Fireflies! Oh, maybe I didn't though. I missed. Bringing shame on the name of the Fireflies during my Firefly episode. So yeah, I think Mal would have the more appealing energy level. She'd still have a little bit of that sprightly, and even though it could deflect the attention and help the service staff, I think he would also do so because of just being super charming Mal. So that's a leg up. Participation in this conversation. Both are pretty even. She'd have a lot more reference points, but so she's got a leg up there, but I do still think that let's go in here. Because they're all engaging in something. Though we never really did establish what I thought his bread and butter would be when it came to his escapism. Like, if you look at form of entertainment, he's not going to be a podcast guy, I don't think. Short stories of some sort, character driven. So yeah, I think there'd be plenty. So he's still got a leg up just because of the energy level. And energy level, this conversation, then being, they would both be great with the wait staff. So service peoples. Both charming. Both would take the wheel. Is just because by nature he's gonna draw them in. So I think just on the energy level front, I know that Mal would be more appealing. I think he's got a slight edge because of it. Where's everybody at? What we got here? Sniper? Anyone? No? You, and I'm going to replace you with you. I don't like the burst weapons too much, just because I'm not a great shot. And other people could usually shoot better than me, so in those gaps of time between bursts is when I usually bite the dust. So I try to stick with things that are just... I'm trying not to mash down, because I noticed, you do get a better, more accurate shot if you just kind of tap, 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 rather than just rapid fire. But all right, everybody, let's fight some people. So now we're down to, oh wow, Mal versus Inara. And it happened organically. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna say it. Mal versus Inara. Huh? Huh? Yeah, you wish, right? Yeah. Pretty good. I'm accomplishing a lot on my vacation, okay? Hey, what do we got here? Nothing good at all. Except for maybe that. I'll take it. Purple handgun. Like, come on, kids. Give me something good It'd be cool if I could win one during the Firefly episode with fireflies. If it comes down to me and one more person, no matter what they're shooting at me with, I'm gonna try. Just for the giggles. Where could everyone be? Is anyone in there? I blow it up? Anyone? Yeah, I see you, buddy. Smoked you out, didn't I? Where are you? Ah! Oh, they did got me good. All right, that's good though. Got one more round, and I can use it to do my Nara versus Mal. Sorry. Nara versus Mal. Who's this guy? So he's got the Batman night cape on. I've seen that skin before. I have noticed again, this happened to me a few months back. It's like suddenly I'm pushed into a lot of battles, a lot of rounds with people who are much better than me, which is good. Because you do want to upskill. I don't want to constantly upskill. It's not the point of this for me. I like world exploring and battling here and there and then winning enough to feel good. But, yeah. Take note of the title again. Yeah, Mal versus Inara. This is gonna be a tough one. So, breaking down the criteria again. We know what it is, but we have to look at it each time, each of these little matchups. So, energy level wise, I think both would be pretty similar. I don't think either would have a leg up in any obvious, measurable way when it came to that. There'd be any reason why that wouldn't be the case. Nah, I don't think so. Both are practiced, night before drinkers or whatever they're partaking in. I'm sure she's found herself in clients and stuff that are just like, yeah, I'll try a little bit of this, a little bit of that kind of thing. Same with him, but maybe she's a little more experienced. I don't know. But energy level wise, yeah, I think pretty on par. Being good with the wait staff. So there's his kind of effortless. He's not thinking about it. Effortless charm. It's just gonna happen. He'll take the wheel and reflect those interactions from myself. And did I put my marker down? I did not, did I? Let's just jump into the authority. Why not? I'll get sniped in my ear pretty quickly, but that's fine. I want to get better at talking about this stuff and fighting at the same time. So, he'd have that, and she'd have the horse as soon as it's back and trying again. So let's see, jump in. I was not eliminated. Thankfully, I had a cute little hiding spot for a minute there. Should I? Let's just jump in. So yeah, he would have his charm. She would have her. She's very intuitive. Would be able to see that. Okay, by default, she's very sweet and would be great and kind to them and all that, but she would also be able to read situation and me and everything, and out of kindness, um, just and good heart, yeah, she'd take over, which is cool because kind of empathy. Cool. She wouldn't make it apparent either that she's aware. She knows that she would know, similar to feeling guilt for not necessarily being at my peak socially for the service folks. She would know that I'd probably feel guilty if I knew that she knew. She was aware, kind of thing. It makes sense in my brain, even if I'm not explaining it perfectly well. Is one of those better than the other? Would there ever be a danger that I could pick up on the fact that she knew? No, I don't think. Take that. Nope. That. But again, was one better than the other? It's hard to say. I don't know. First rifle, I don't need. Oh, no, I want that. Thank you. I think hers would be better just because she knows that she's aware of the fact that it's important that she stick with it, and he wouldn't be, even though I think that just where are you? Someone's down here. Oh, stuff. Alright, how about take one of those, and how about I take one of those? How about just for giggles? No, I don't want that. I do kind of want to get out of here because I don't. Nope. If I die. I'm not really worried about it. Alright. Let's get out of here. Even though his is kind of an effortless thing, I wouldn't know it, obviously, but outside looking in, you could rely on the fact that she'd be sticking with it because she's reading the situation so well. And it wouldn't be out of any kind of obligation. I think she's just got that. It seems like she'd have that kind heart. So, engagement in this silliness. I think both would be keen to, for sure. That's why they're here in the good old finals. But reference point wise, again, she's someone who knows a lot, or a little about a lot of things. And because of this, and she, I think we've gone over this. So energy level, same. She'd be a little more appealing in the goodness to the staff category. There's the word. Just because you could count on her to stick with it, and a little bit more so. And I think that just because there are so many interests that she's been exposed to, of course she's found her own, the ones that are most appealing to her. What did I just do? And I am fading. I think because of this that She comes out on top a little bit in that category. But even if they were even, I still think in that category, I think she's coming out on top. She honestly seems like, and they both would be, like, cool, like, I, in that universe, or them in this one, I think, friends with either. But her more so. She just seems like she'd be a really good friend. And obviously ticks all of the boxes for this little thought experiment. So let's find myself a little firefight here. So congrats to Inara for winning this round of Brunch Madness Firefly Edition. I made that one, and I like it. I'm so proud. I am taking full advantage of my vacation that's not a vacation. I'm making silly little things. Alright, so this will be the last round for me today. Should be interesting. Tomorrow, I'm interested in, honestly, I think it should be pretty neat, and it'll be kind of invigorating for players and all that, but I'm interested in another event, like live events. What do I have? I already have the purple one. I think I'm pretty well stocked up. I should probably go fight some people with it. I like those live events. I think it would probably, speculating because they really haven't talked about it much. They're not a super transparent bunch, Epic Games. You know, they're not like this Rogue Company guy, Scott. I can't remember. If you look up Rogue Company, you'll end up seeing him in their tweets and stuff. So refreshing because he's just. I know that they're a new game and it's important for them to be out there and talking about it and be connected with the players and all that. But I have to say it's very refreshing that, you know, he's put tweets out of videos of himself talking about the updates that they're making and all this kind of stuff. Whereas Epic's just so secretive, you know. Not that they need to be. There you are, buddy. Might be neon. How come why am I such a terrible shot? He barely even glanced at me. I had all that time. That was embarrassing. Alright. Let's see if I can do something that's not as sad. But yeah, I don't know. They'll put statements out here and there, but there's just something so cool about, you know, a company like, I don't know, Rogue Company's the game. I don't know what the name of the developer is, but whoever it is, I think it's pretty cool. I was waiting for that last minute, you know, oops, we were kidding, it's coming out, you know, season 4 is in 2 weeks. Thankfully that wasn't the case, or at least not at the time that I started streaming this. It wouldn't surprise me if I got off and suddenly they were like, psych. Hello everybody, where are you please? Let's find out. Anyone? Oh, here we go. I see you. What? Get back here. I'm not good. Fight me! I'm not good at this game. Please fight me. Where are you at? There you are. Told you, not very good. Barely even got you. Where are you? I'm not good with this drum gun thingy. Ah, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Here we go. It's down to 2, is it? Oh, it's someone in a stupid idiotic car. Maybe I'll try it with this. Oh, fireflies. Oh, I don't have any. Dang it. Ah, I tried to get him with the flare gun in the face. Anyways, I probably could have won that if I had actually decided to go with a machine gun. Oh well. Oh wait, no, I don't want to ready yet. Let's go ahead and match and go to the lobby. So, congrats, Inara, one more time on the you know I'm going to max out the usage of those things I normally like to end on. Pull this. Yeah, so as usual, channel is Chasing Geekdom. You can see all the links to all the things, everything at Chasing Geekdom. These will end up on YouTube on a playlist called Live Gameplay Videos. I'll probably carve those up, make a Brunch Madness one. And I'll be back tomorrow at some time. I'm not sure when. Whether I'll be doing this or just exploring the new season, or both, who knows. Twitter, Instagram, all the stuff, Chasing Geekdom. ChasingGeekdom.com. Come hang out. And, yeah. See you guys tomorrow.